Alright, today we're going to be installing this window DIY into our van, cutting a giant hole into the van. We did that with this one. We have installed a window before. We installed this one ourselves. This one used to be just like a full metal wall. It's like straightforward and not straightforward at the same time. Okay, the first thing we need to do is we need to cut a template, but I'm having some issues because the video online said that you cut along the inside. There's two insides. I'm thinking that it's this one that you trace around because it wouldn't make sense for it to be this one because then it wouldn't be flush. But the thing is I can't even reach this to trace it. Like it doesn't make any sense. So here we go. Yeah, this doesn't make any sense. I'm just gonna do the inner one for now. Okay, it says to trace the inside and there's no way to trace this.
Always a way.
There's two inside things. What do I trace? This one? No. Do I trace this one? Probably. If you can figure out how to trace that, that would be great.
Alright, we're going to be installing this window today. Watch and learn.
Alright, we're going to do this in two separate pieces. I traced the tinier one. I'm going to cut it out, put it back in there, and then trace the next one. So hopefully that works.
Nice.
This isn't the actual thing. Because this, yeah, it doesn't even fit in there. That's what I'm trying to figure out. This isn't meant to be the template. Like, you don't want the windows sticking out that much, right? Is cutting the template the hardest part of this job? There's no way, because it doesn't sit flush with that opening as it. Online it's like, just trace it and cut a template. After wrestling with the cardboard for ridiculously long, we cut the inside piece and then I added like an inch and just basically eyeballed it. And so I'm pretty sure this works. Lord. And then we're gonna flip it over.
I just want to get a tan out here.
Okay, so the template is a little too big, so we're gonna tape where it should not be cut. Okay, this is our beautiful template. Beautiful in every way, shape, and form. Now we just gotta get everything out of the van inside. Pop on my sunglasses. We've got a lot of stuff in this van that needs to get out of there so that we can chop a hole inside. All that stuff needs to get out. It's gonna get thrown up here. We respect our stuff. And now what we wanna do is we wanna put this on the inside of the van and stick it on the inside of the van, trace it, do the 4 holes, and then we'll come into the outside of the van, start chopping holes in the van. Just kidding. Oops. Okay, the mattress is out. We're gonna put the template there, figure out where we want it on the inside of the van, drill 4 holes, and then cut it out from the opposite side. Now you can take the template off and we will make sure it's level and slap it on the outside. Now what we get to do, we get to take this template, make sure we got our 4 corners, and really make sure that it's level. I've seen some vans with some unlevel windows. Doesn't look pretty.
Good BS.
So I think we're gonna need to do quite a few tests here and we'll make sure it's like the right.
No. One and done. Does it look level?
I don't know.
I think maybe we should get ice cream tonight.
Oh God. All I gotta say is this would be 100 times easier if they gave you a freaking template. Oh, you have to DIY your own template. Now we need to tape around the edges so we don't ruin the paint with the Duke sauce. We're gonna put painter's tape around where we will cut out so that we don't ruin the van.
Who's gonna cry first?
Who's gonna cry first?
Yeah.
Because this is so frustrating?
Of blood, sweat, and tears.
Oh, not me.
Probably me.
Yeah. We're inside the fam's house, eating an apple.
Eating an apple. Right there.
Apple break. Let's go find Big Chungus. We're staying with family, so she's not in the van, obviously, since all the doors are open. I bet she's on the couch. She's not! Oh my goodness, that's a big stretch. That's a big stretch for small Chingleton. Alright, you know, I just gotta pick her up and give her a little squeeze. Come here. Just kidding, she doesn't want to be picked up right now. Hey! Hey! This is my little squishy bun. She's just living the life down here. She's gonna love the new window. She's gonna be so thankful, aren't you? You're so cute. You're the cutest little squishiest bun. That was a nice break, and we're off to do final steps. This is the resident cat, Milo. He's really mean. I know he doesn't look mean because that face looks really cute, but he is the meanest cat that you'll ever meet.
Just reach your hand out at him.
No, I'm scared. He terrifies me. That's why he's on a different level than Big Chung is. Here it goes.
It doesn't fit. I hit the brute force.
I got cherry limeades from the neighbor.
So pretty.
Sure brings some more natural light in. Got to do a little bit more of the cutting because, you know, our template was a little off. Shocker. Shocker because they don't give you a template. We have metal shards everywhere. I'm not sure how you combat that. Literally everywhere.
You may love this new step stool.
Thank you.
Okay, looks like probably top right is a problem.
So there's just these last two like tiny adjustments that we need to like keep like chopping off just like a little bit more on the top so that it'll fit in there, and then we'll be good. So I think we have like 2 more small adjustments. So small. Okay, so we should have had something like laid down here because there were tiny metal shards all over this. I just vacuumed them all up. Got to get rid of all of them, otherwise they're going to cause rust. But we totally should have like laid down a tarp. I don't know why we didn't think of that because it didn't like happen that bad in the other window, but this thing was covered. It was very bad. Don't do what we did. All right, this isn't anything fancy, but I'm gonna cut this lovely piece of plywood that was already there. We're just gonna cut out the window portion. We're gonna take this bottom piece and slap it up here. It's not gonna be the prettiest, but it's the only piece of wood that we have, so we're making it work. Before we can attach the window, we have to prime. So we got a bunch of exposed metal. So this pretty much just needs to spray on all the edges. Alright, the moment of truth. This is not going to look that great, okay? But the window covers it, so we don't care what the opening looks like. Remember that. Last time we made a video about doing the van window, and we put it on TikTok, we got absolutely flamed for how bad the opening cut of the window looked. But you can't see it. So there's trim on the inside. But people were mad. We've got the glue. Just need to put a section of glue all along the edge. Surprise, the window's not on. We failed pretty badly on this window install. We put the adhesive on not in the right spot. We put it on too close to the opening basically. It wasn't getting on like this flat part that needs to seal to the outside edge of the van. So after like trying to maneuver it and whatever, we had to take the window off because it wasn't gonna seal right. Like there wasn't added, I don't know. Okay, so we're scraping this off. We're having a blast.
This is great.
This is so much fun.
I love van life.
We love DIY. DIY forever. So we're gonna have a long night of making sure that we don't have a gaping hole in our wall. Okay, so it's actually the second morning of working on the van window that seems to not be wanting to work at all for us. We are now going to keep trying to file down the edges because apparently that's what's keeping the window from laying flush. Logan's got the metal grinder. He's gonna file down these like another little bit, and we're gonna try and hopefully get it installed this morning on day 2. Okay, now we have our window and it's re-cleaned. We're not gonna put the adhesive on the van like we did last time, which is technically what you're supposed to do. We're just gonna put it on the window because we know that it'll be on the right spot on the window, and then we'll put the window on the van, and then we'll just clean up any leftover adhesive. We will just be approaching it a little differently.
Boom.
Got this, and there. Oh my gosh, this is really freaking hard. I am 100% investing in an automatic gun of these. Okay. All right, so the last bit to do here is to frame out the window. It's not gonna be the prettiest thing, but it's gonna work. I'm using the piece of plywood that we already had before. We did have insulation behind this last time. This lovely quality piece of plywood was up here. I just don't know how that's gonna work this time. You know, we'll try. We'll try and put some insulation up in here. Again, not a finished product, work in progress, but I'll paint these. We'll slap these on as some like nice little framing. This way we can at least get our stuff moved in. We can get back on the road tomorrow. Here's the somewhat finished product. Okay, the window, pretty much all the way done. I drove and it did not fall out. So I would consider that a success. This is like a temporary fix, okay? Like the underneath, like the framing and whatnot, but it's great. We love it. And we're gonna hope that it stays for our 8-hour drive to Colorado. It should be fine, but so far everyone loves it. And hopefully it was worth it. I think it was worth it. We'll see.
It's the best thing we ever did for a little tennis.